people in general, they don't know how people living in poverty, how they got there, and there's a lot of negative thoughts attached to it.
I haven't grown up in like a rich family or anything. I've been going in and out of different food banks from like east to west. You know, my mom worked in a factory, you know, it's not like we had the best, you know, it wasn't just me, it was me and 2 sisters, and she was a single mother, so.
I had a mild heart attack and I was out of a job. I didn't know where I was getting money to pay the rent or to buy food and so forth. I had nothing at all. I got right down to the bottom. And that's what made me came to the food bank. It was due to a friend of mine that I spoke to, and she told me about the food bank. But I was very embarrassed to come to the food bank. I must admit about that. But once I came here and I saw the type of people coming here for food and so forth, I was much more relaxed.
The Community Food Activist Project is all about working with people who use the food bank and really transforming the way that they look about themselves, from being service users to being activists. Although we see the need for the food bank, we'd really like to work with people that use our services to advocate for change so that they no longer need to access those services. So I think, like all not-for-profit agencies, really our goal is to work ourselves out of a job so that people no longer live in poverty and no longer need our supports and services.
The goals of the workshops for the Community Food Activist Program is to educate the participants so that way they are not dependent on food bank, and also that they know that there are other ways that they can support themselves, and they can raise their voice about different issues.
The program was made possible by J.W. McConnell Foundation and their Banking on Change fund. And they're particularly interested in looking at food banks and how food banks can become more than just addressing a primary need, but can be more involved in creating real change in the lives of those that they serve.
This program kind of made me realize how I can take action and make some positive changes happen in my community.
I learned about housing and ODSP and welfare and how to better myself as a person.
What this group did was they picked housing as the issue they wanted to do something about, and they actually did an event that raised awareness around housing issues and how it impacts those in the community. So really the difference with the Food Advocacy Project is that people don't only learn the information, they also get the practical skills in which they can make that change for themselves and for their community.
We learned a lot that would help us, you know, to improve and, you know, advance ourselves in our situation to kind of get us out of it.
Sometimes there's so many problems that are going on in my community, and even in our personal lives, and we really didn't know like what to do. Like sometimes the system is not very easy on us and we feel helpless.
A lot of people had stigma about coming to food bank. They felt embarrassed, and by attending the workshops they feel that they are not alone.
Having one income in the household when there's 2 people, it's kind of really tight, because after you pay bills and you only have a little certain amount to go shopping. So I actually had to look through food banks, and this was the closest one to my neighborhood, so I came here.
Food banks have been a real big part of our lives. Like without them, I don't know. I don't even want to think about what would happen if we didn't have that. If like, not just me, like there's a lot of families like that. And food banks really do help a lot of people, like people in our situation.
Coming to the food bank, you have no shame. The food bank is there to be used, but don't abuse it. That is how I look at it.
Today was our graduation that really brought together the 12 workshop series, and really to celebrate them, because one thing we did share at the graduation today is that we can provide them with the training, we can provide them with the information, but really the change comes from them.
They have a voice for themselves now, and some of them are actually using their skills that they have learned, and they're talking to their family members or their friends.
There's a lot of things that you can make happen for yourself, but also like these programs are here to give you the tools that you need to make it happen for you. And that's why I put so much time into this, and because I want to know like what's out there. Because because I've learned a lot, and I'm going to start to use that, and I'm going to use it to advance myself, and not just myself, but even people around me. All you got to do is show initiative and just do what you got to do, you know? Just keep your life going. Keep it positive, man. That's all I can say.
My name is Kayla.
Eva Mukherjee.
Benad Yadver.
Laura Harper.
Just meet Sadana.
Jeffrey Nishikawa.
And I'm a community food activist.